Coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios, this is Prime News on SABC 3. Here are the top stories making headlines. The DA and EFF want Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana to resign following his decision to finally heed calls to reverse the proposed VAT hike. President Cyril Ramaphosa says the country is deeply concerned about the continuing conflict in Ukraine and believes that the only path to peace is through diplomacy. Eskom has implemented Stage 2 load shedding. The immediate power cuts began at 4 p.m. and will remain in effect until tomorrow at 5 a.m. Good evening and welcome to Prime News on 3. I am Beki Mutumomolete, bringing you the latest on what's shaping our world. Let's take a look at our top stories this evening. All eyes are on political parties in the National Parliament. This as Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana has gazetted the rates and monetary amounts and amendment of revenue laws bills. That's in a bid to reverse the contested 0.5% VAT hike, a move political parties credit as a win for South Africans.
Shortly after the Finance Minister announced the reversal of the VAT increase, political parties that voted in favour of the fiscal framework and had been engaging the ANC on solutions to resolve the budget impasse, held a briefing to communicate the outcome of their deliberations.
Importantly, this outcome did not arise from expedience, nor as a concession to pressure or populism, but from a shared commitment across party lines that the working class and the poor and all our people cannot be further burdened in this economic climate.
Political parties at the crack of dawn were at pains to take credit for the reversal South Africans have longed for. The DA, which is currently challenging the VAT hike in court, claimed this as their victory, leading to some choice words for the DA from the collective.
We believe that anybody else who masquerades as the messiah of this moment outside this collective is wholly misplaced and misguided in terms of what is actually happening.
The reversal of the VAT increase is a victory that belongs to you, the people of South Africa.
So the DA has no moral authority to claim victory for the removal of the VAT increase.
With the gazetted bill tabled before Parliament, questions remain for the collective regarding the process that will inform VAT staying at 15% come the 1st of May 2025.
We will then take the respective bills, the division of revenue and the appropriations bill, so that they are consistent with the fiscal framework.
Meanwhile, despite the weeks of uncertainty in the country over the budget impasse, the ANC has affirmed its confidence in Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana.
There's no need to reshuffle the minister. He has done the job that is expected of him to do.
Kani Mapanga, SABC News, Johannesburg.
The DA and EFF want Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana to resign. This follows his decision to finally heed calls to reverse the proposed VAT hike. The DA is amongst members of the Government of National Unity that opposed the VAT increase.
The DA is claiming victory as the party insists Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana realized that he had a weak legal argument to back up his VAT hike proposal.
So when we hit a brick wall in the political process, then we have to revert to the legal track. And the legal track was very clear and an open goal for us here.
With a formal out-of-court settlement offer still pending, the DA wants Godongwana to resign.
We are waiting details of the minister's offer. We also have to see whether we get an offer from the Speaker in relation to Parliament and the unlawful passing of the fiscal framework.
Other political parties that were opposed to the VAT hike have also weighed in.
Note that the withdrawal of the 2025 Division of Revenue Bill and Appropriations Bill effectively means that the budget is now withdrawn. 2025 fiscal framework adopted legally through deceit and lies. Done.
The ACDP is on record for calling for a senior counsel's opinion on what we believe to be a flawed process in the Committee on Finance.
It is absolutely essential that we now take the necessary steps to get the economy to grow.
This victory underscores the power of collective action and the importance of listening to the electorate.
The MK party insists that a wealth tax must be introduced.
We think that it is not necessary to cut expenditure and resort to austerity measures.
Ulelani Philip, SABC News, Parliament.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa is deeply concerned about the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. He referred to the loss of civilian lives, damage to critical infrastructure, and deteriorating humanitarian situation.
Of war is horrible, it is awful, and I would not attribute the attacks that happened in Kyiv to President Zelensky's visit here.
Ramaphosa has reaffirmed that the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine must end. In 2023, he led the African Leaders' Peace Mission to both countries, calling for the cessation of hostilities.
Earlier in the week, I had a call with President Vladimir Putin, where we both committed to work together towards a peaceful resolution of the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
We are fighting for our freedom in this full-scale war for more than 3 years. We are fighting against the occupation by Russia, against our people.
Ukraine has also pleaded with South Africa to engage with Moscow to bring back their children.
I presented President Ramaphosa with a list of 400 Ukrainian children. It's very important for us to look after them. They are being kept against their will in Russia, and we have this horrible problem with Russians kidnapping.
The U.S. has been involved with Ukraine and Russia to end the conflict. One of the major issues is around the preconditions after Russia annexed some Ukrainian territories, including Crimea.
What we should focus on is that there is a willingness and a commitment from Ukraine for an unconditional ceasefire.
The two leaders also held discussions on boosting trade and investment opportunities in their respective countries, including areas of cooperation on agriculture. Khalihle Khumalo, SABC News, Pretoria.
Meanwhile, parties in the Progressive Caucus, the MK Party, and the Economic Freedom Fighters staged separate protests outside the union buildings, opposing the official working visit of Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. Both parties expressed the same sentiments, accusing Zelensky of being a puppet leader who serves the interests of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Political parties, Umkhonto weSizwe and the EFF, braved the cold and wet weather to stage anti-Zelensky protests at the citadel of power. Both parties, including the SACP, have been strongly opposed to Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky's visit to South Africa.
We are saying that as Umkhonto weSizwe, we're members of BRICS, and Russia is an ally to BRICS. Ukraine is not associated with us in any way. So why are we even having these discussions with this individual? Why here? So Ramaphosa mustn't bring us problems that we don't have. We don't have these problems, and he himself is a liability.
While the EFF in Gauteng is opposed to NATO's eastward expansion.
It's a provocation, and we think that Cyril Ramaphosa is part of this provocation, because you can't fail to go and address issues of M23 in Congo. Simple issues that affect your country. We have not seen the African Peace Initiative during Congo.
Domestic issues, the official opposition reacted to the reversal of the VAT hike.
We've always said that we're led by lazy thinkers in this cabinet, because there's many other solutions that we have even proposed as Umkhonto weSizwe. Various other solutions that we've proposed. Firstly, one of the examples is that you double infrastructure investment from 5% to 10%.
Natasha Piri, SABC News, Pretoria.
Welcome back. Eskom says it has implemented stage 2 load shedding because of high demand and the loss of generating units, amongst other things. The load shedding started at 4 this afternoon and will continue until 5 tomorrow morning. Eskom says that the load shedding comes despite significant progress in generation recovery efforts. It has urged people to use electricity sparingly to help reduce pressure on the grid. ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula has issued a stern warning to party leaders and members to stop commenting about the shooting at Deputy President Paul Mashatile's car. Mbalula criticized Northern Cape Provincial Chairperson Zamani Soul and Youth League President Colin Malachi for speaking on the matter at the provincial conference.
I saw Zamani when he opened the conference. He talked about the shooting of the deputy president. It became a big issue. Here, let me tell because Anil kule conference. So, Uzamani wabaniki scoop shooting of deputy president. Uzamani uti no Paul Magatuyulwe or Gutwani and us. Comrades, kwa ANC mnandi nguwe Zamani beningazuyifaka na kwi report yakho emnandi apha. Lonto uyekele kum imicimbi efana nale ayifanele unobhala national ayiphendule. Comrades, don't. When there is a problem in the organization, yekeleni isenta.
Limpopo ANC convener in the Sekhukhune district, Dr. Popi Ramathuba, says the party has received the green light from its legal team to continue with the regional elective conference. This after disgruntled ANC members obtained an interdict at the Sekhukhune Regional Court to stop the conference.
The ANC in Sekhukhune has kick-started its 9th regional elective conference. The conference has received 5 disputes after members said that their delegates were unlawfully disqualified from the conference. The ANC says the interdict has been referred to its legal team.
The ANC legal team has been attending to this matter and advising us to say, yes, you can proceed with the Congress. What we must indicate is that the branch mentioned here has lodged an issue. It was not a dispute, because if you remember, the ANC has got its own dispute resolution process guidelines.
Ramathuba says elected officials will work to ensure good governance and fight corruption in the Sekhukhune district municipality. Over 8 current and former Sekhukhune district officials are appearing at various courts on allegations of corruption.
We are going to make sure that we give the people of the Sekhukhune the best amongst us to be leading their council, to be leading their municipality, whether as mayors, whether as PMTs, whether as executive council, exco, or even as just councillors themselves. We are going to make sure that we follow that process, and by saying so, it automatically tells you that the men and women who are going to deploy will be able to deal with any form of corruption that is happening in our municipality.
The conference is expected to conclude on Friday. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula is expected to give closing remarks. Mahlazi Paladin, SABC News, Jan Fez.
The grandson of Chief Albert Lutuli has lambasted the ANC for delaying to reopen the inquest into his grandfather's death. Mthunzi Lutuli continued with his testimony at the Pietermaritzburg High Court.
This did not happen. We believe that this court needs to establish why that did not happen. And my lady, I will say what some of us believe. And it's not just a belief, it's a justified belief. It's that there was a deal between the nationalist government and the ANC not to prosecute these cases. It's not just a conspiracy theory. It is not just an unjustified belief. We believe that it is a justified belief and it's true.
Thank you for staying with us. The family of assassinated Tembisa Hospital corruption whistleblower, Babita Deakarans, has called for a thorough investigation into the 2 fires which broke out at the facility 4 days apart. The family, who held a silent protest at the hospital, has labelled the 2 incidents as suspicious.
the Tembisa Hospital has been at the center of widespread investigations into corruption in the past. So amongst the questions posed by the media is whether the process to fix the damaged parts of the hospital would not be riddled with supply chain irregularities and corruption. And the reason why those questions were posed was because you'd recall that whistleblower Babita Deakarans was killed after exposing hundreds of millions worth of corruption here at the Tembisa Hospital. So in the wake of these two fires, Babita Deakarans' family is holding or held a silent protest, also calling for swift investigation.
The reports indicate that the second fire happens where fires are kept. It looks like someone is trying or was trying to hide something. We don't want to put the cart before the horse. We'll wait for the investigation, but it looks like the corruption has not stopped at this hospital. Tembisa Hospital has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. But like Rakesh is saying, if Babita's spirit is not at peace, similar incidents are likely to continue to happen.
For us, her name will never go in vain until we find, be it a paymaster, be it paymasters, wherever they came from, whatever their involvement were. We just want them to be brought to book.
The cause of the two fires here at the Tembisa Hospital is still a matter of investigation at this particular stage, and authorities have indicated that they would give an update as soon as one is available. Crisaldo Lewis, SABC News at the Tembisa Hospital.
And up next, let's see what Mother Nature has in store for us. Here is your weather update.
Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to the weather desk. Let's take a look at those conditions over the country now. Still expecting a rainy night over most of the country. That is because that cutoff low is still sitting over the interior of the country, still causing up to 80% chance of showers and thunder showers as we move towards Gauteng, stretching all the way into KwaZulu-Natal. Also some snowfalls as expected over the high-lying areas over Lesotho for tonight and also for tomorrow. But for tomorrow, we see that cut-off low now starting to be a trough, meaning that some clearing is expected over that western parts of the country. But we're still expecting some widespread showers and thunder showers over KwaZulu-Natal. That is because we do have a high-pressure system that's sitting over the southern parts of the country and still reaching in, bringing moisture from the ocean, stretching it into KwaZulu-Natal. That is why we're still expecting 80% chance of showers and thunder showers for tomorrow. In terms of warning, we're still expecting up to level 5 warning of a severe thunderstorm as we move towards Gauteng, the northwest, and stretching to parts of the Free State. Level 4 as we move towards Limpopo all the way into KwaZulu-Natal and in Mpumalanga. Moving towards the coast, it is a level 2 warning of disrupted rainfall, which can lead to flooding for tonight and also for tomorrow over that coast, over the Eastern Cape, stretching now for tomorrow over KwaZulu-Natal. Remember, this is the disrupted rainfall can cause flooding because the soil is saturated as it has been raining for some days. So please, let's be careful over those areas for tomorrow. In terms of temperatures, it is going to be a cold night for tonight. We're talking single digits over most of the central parts, especially over Free State, where Bethlehem is dropping down to 6, 9. Over Johannesburg, 6 will be a minimum over Sandland. Cape Town expecting a low of 12. Maximum temperatures for tomorrow. Remember, it is going to be a clear day over the Western Cape, stretching into the Northern Cape. So it's going to be a warm day over those areas as temperatures are starting to pick up. 24 over Upington, Cape Town at a high of 26. But moving towards the central parts of the country, we're still expecting cool conditions for tomorrow during the day, with Bloemfontein peaking at 19. 18 will be your high over Johannesburg. It is a warm day up north over Musina and Palabora with an average of 27. Devon at a maximum of 21. Now moving on to Saturday, as the clearing starting to develop, we're still expecting mostly just partly cloudy conditions over the western parts of the country. In terms of temperatures, we're still expecting cool to cold conditions as we move into Limpopo, stretching into KwaZulu-Natal and also Mpumalanga. We're still expecting a 30% chance of showers and thunder showers as we move into that interior of Limpopo, stretching towards that low field of Mpumalanga and also all the way towards KwaZulu-Natal for Saturday. That's all the weather I have for you. Stay tuned.
And that is all for tonight. Your daily news fix has been delivered. Please note that due to the Pirates versus Pyramids game tomorrow evening at 8 p.m, we will only see you back on Monday. Until next time, from me and the team, stay ahead.